All right, because you hear like people say when you start exercising, first you break down the simple sugars, then you move into the fats, and then you move into the muscle. Well, what's basically happening is we go from sugar to sugar to sugar to sugar, and we convert things over into sugar to get the energy. So like when people say, man, I just worked out and I just ate a whole lot of donuts, I used to do that. And the thing was is, when you have an intense workout, the body starts looking for glucose. And what can break down faster than simple sugars? So, nowadays I know to get in smoothies after the workout so I can fix that so I can get the vitamin C in the body. So when we start blending the vitamin C with the essential amino acids, we can start building muscle. You understand? Because the vitamin C goes to the nerves. And then when you're dealing with things like lysine, from the different proteins and the essential amino acids that you get from the proteins, when those two bond together, you can start building collagen. All right, and that's basically the connective tissues that comes from the bones, because we all know that the red blood cells are formed inside the bones. So then we start forming, we heal the bones, because a lot of times, even though when we load the bones crack and they heal. And we need that collagen to heal that, so then it runs through the connective tissues and then it turns into the muscle. And then on and on. It's a lot more processes that goes on with that. Let me check the time. Whew. So I'm dropping a lot of info in here. Yeah, so I hope you guys are keeping up, but you got this on tape so you can go back and check me on it. Make sure I'm saying the right things, Because that way you can reassure that, hey, man, this stuff, all right, I get it, right? Okay, so let's go into it. So when we look at stress, we know that if we look at any situation that we may face, if we go back to the first videos and we chart out our life, the key thing about it is, if anyone is looking to change their body, the number one thing is to balance stress. I can't say the number one thing, but basically it's one of the major things, is to balance stress. Because it's no sense of building the body up and then let stress tear your body down, and then you end up in an endless loop or a figure eight. You see? So remember, the three things, the three components to really get control over is your spiritual health. What do you believe in, and are you living according to what you believe in is right? All right. 2, your mental health. Are you sane? You know what I'm saying? Are you in control of your stress? Are you in control over it? Are you using your stress to benefit you or using it to tear you down? All right. And then the last one, physical. Basically, are you applying your body to a process for change, for growth, for expansion? And that can be applied, those terms can be applied to any level. Are you applying your body to your spiritual growth? When you wake up, are you doing the things necessary? Are you meditating daily on the word, or whatever you may believe, Are you chanting, whatever you may do? Those things need to be in balance, you see. And if you're not in balance, you can't help anyone become balanced, you see. So it's important that we get ourselves together first. And then as we get ourselves together, we start collecting the data to be able to become those teachers. All right? Because people can look at us and say, man, you know what? All right, I can dig that. You dig what I'm saying? All right, so now that we understand that when we exercise and we break the body down via stress, how can you build the body up? Now, I've been asked a lot of questions about, okay, protein. What about protein? Well, let's take a look at this. Okay, amino acids are chemical units that constitute protein. So when you see amino acids, branched chain amino acids, all of those are protein. So if you're taking a protein, you don't need the essential amino acids because they're in the protein. You see? Or you don't need the branched chain amino acids because they're in the protein unless you want to double up and overload. You see, but then when you start doubling up and overload, too much of one thing can be detrimental to you. You understand? Depending on the tolerance of your body. All right, so essential amino acids are the acids the body cannot produce on its own. We can produce a lot of amino acids, but the essential ones we got to get from outside sources. So this is where supplements and food combinations come into play. Now here are my breakdowns on the foods. All right, complete proteins, egg whites, the primordial substance around the yellow part of the egg. The white portions, the egg whites, is the primordial substance that nourishes the chicken fetus. You see, without that primordial essence in there, the white stuff, the chicken would not grow. So when we're dealing with complete profiles of protein, boom, you got it. And in fact, the egg of a chicken is what all other proteins are measured by. So if you eat eggs, then the egg white is the most complete protein that you will find. All right, it contains all the essential amino acids, and again, that's what is around the chicken. So it's primordial essence that you're actually putting into your body, and it's basically information. Now remember, you are what you eat. All right, so when we're looking at other sources, quinoa is rich in amino acids. That's really rich in lysine. Again, that deals with the tissue development and repair. It also converts fat into energy. And also among that profile, it combines with vitamin C and produces collagen. And collagen is basically carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. I really don't want to confuse anybody. So other foods that are rich in lysine, different seaweeds like spirulina, we have peas, split peas, lentils, and amaranth are some other things to really look into if you're really looking to build muscle. Okay, now here's the difference. Whey protein. What is whey protein? Whey protein is derived from milk. It contains all the essential acids because it is derived from an animal. All right. Now, whey concentrate is basically 29 to 89% protein, and the rest is fillers. So you get what you pay for. If you buy cheap, you have a cheap body. And if you spend money on just the whey products, concentrate, you may get some good ones. But remember, there are fillers in there. Now, whey isolate is 90% protein in general, and is basically purified milk. So you get a higher quality of milk, and you get less fillers in that. All right. Now, the thing about the whey protein isolate or concentrate, they have what you call casein in it. And if you are of a darker hue, 8 times out of 10, that casein will cause allergies because it builds mucus in the body, and it stimulates allergic reactions. First internal, and then you experience them on an external level. All right, so some plant sources. You have hemp. Hemp has 8 amino acids, but it's also very high in fiber, omega-3s and 6s, and it has an ample calorie intake source. Pea proteins have 9 amino acids, and also they have their own profiles when it deals with fiber and other minerals that deal with building up the body. They also have a good calorie count, so if you guys were looking to how can I start replacing the meats or the proteins, hey, hemp and protein mixes, you blend those together, you have a very solid source. Now, all 4 of these sources that I just spoke of are very good choices of branch chain amino acids, and they're not heavy on the liver, and they aid in recovery of the muscles and after the workouts. So if you look into those things, boom, you're on the right track. You understand what I'm saying? So let me check the time. Whoa, so we're right there. So I got about less than a minute to go. So I'm going to go ahead and close this down. I know there might be a lot of questions after this, so feel free to put them in the question box. the comment box, and I'll be sure to answer those. And then next week, I'm going to go ahead and go deeper in on a lot more things and other topics. So thanks for checking this out, and be blessed. You all have a great and wonderful week, and let's go ahead and live strong. All right, let's live it.